Okay. This drama's gone on long enough. All the information is out there. At this point, it's nerds circle jerking each other on a Ferris wheel. So I feel like I can talk about this now. Some really serious drama has occurred. You have to understand. A member of the Crips was caught wearing a Bloods Link pearl. Now, this is already enough cause to destroy a person's entire family and shoot their dog, obviously, but no, none of it's that serious. What the hell is wrong with all of you? Holy effing F. Let's talk about some idiot drama. Normally, when I make a video like this, it's actually kind of me defending one person and dumping on another person. But in this case, I don't think anyone is necessarily a victim. I just think that everyone is an idiot. Every single step of the way this endgame shell was handled was done poorly and incorrectly. And it should be a cautionary tale of how other people don't do what Danny don't does type situation, okay? I'm not super familiar with all the names and all of this, so I actually do have a little list of names right here so we can talk about what happened here. Zano, just to further emphasize that I don't have a race in this, I think that everyone is an idiot. Zano, it goes by the name It's Penis Gaming Time in Discord. Yeah, I've had him blocked in Discord for like a long time, so I don't even really like him. Just to make that clear, I don't have a bias in this. The guy who got kicked with 950 plus, maybe almost was it 990, with almost 1,000 DKP. That's what, like a year, 2 years of this guy's real life time. Y'all kicked him? That's fucked up. I don't normally swear in these videos, but I'm gonna tell you straight, that's fucked, dude. Honestly. But let's see, how do we get to that point? We have Raging. He's the, I guess he is the former leader, head honcho of Wear Friend WF, which I think is really funny that Final Warning FW is a mirror of that lettered acronym. Like that's funny, right? Like, come on, you got to think that's funny at the very least. Anyway, the thing is, Zano had on he was in Wear Friends, and at one point, he was found out wearing a Final Warning pearl, which everyone considered to be a competing endgame HNMLS. But my understanding is that they were still kind of just like gathering bodies and structuring, and that they weren't actively camping anything at that time. So while Final Warning was intending on becoming an HNMLS, at the time that Zano was wearing the Final Warning pearl, they were not yet active competition. Just to make that clear. Raging, he was the previous, dude in charge of Wear Friends, and like I said, he's the dad who left for milk and never came back. And then Rexy's Taru is, I just have listed as douchebag here. They kind of became the new, well, what I say goes, and I'm going to decide how things work, even if there's not a unanimous decision amongst our total leadership officers. One of which being Entei, who, man, really put himself in the line of fire during this whole thing by saying anything, honestly. Much like Zano, probably Entei, I love you, you're a cool guy, I don't have any problems with you. But yeah, you probably should have kept your mouth shut during this whole thing too, man. Like, honestly, you made yourself the easy target, which is why I asked you, who should I point my pitchfork at? I didn't come at you, I asked. So, and I think everyone else coming at Entei is also an idiot. There's a lot of idiots in this story. Entei is the only one who was like, hey, I don't know if you should like kick a dude with 950 DKP. I mean, he's like helped people for a long time and he's never gotten anything out of it. So, maybe that kind of be a douchebag thing. to kick him. So, like, when leadership changed, there was a lot of people that were, as they say, they're going to pump and dump their DKP, right? Snag some behemoth hides and get some gil and then peace out. That is, yes, the typical thing that people do when they're going to leave an endgame shell. And, you know, I'll even agree with some of the people who were against Zano is saying that, yeah, you probably shouldn't publicly declare, boy, I can't wait to get my D ring and dip out. Never have to see you losers again. My understanding also is that Zano is, you know, kind of abrasive with a strong personality and maybe speaks his mind a little too much. Maybe he should also keep his mouth shut sometimes. Yeah, probably. I mean, I have him blocked for a reason. So again, screw him too. But objectively speaking, do I think it's kind of douchebaggy to be like, this guy's been telling us he's going to get a D ring or get some gators and then sell them and then just leave, you know? He's been telling us he's going to do this since January, but we never kicked him. And we kept abusing his annihilator to, you know, increase our DPS without causing aggro problems, which it's a good relic for endgame, you know? And it's like, why didn't you kick this guy before? There's a whole circle of arguments people gave, but no, I agree with the notion of, well, then why didn't you just kick him in January? You already had other people who were spending their DKP and leaving and then joining Final Warning. So, you know, it's like, okay, so these people are leaving our shell, spending their DKP, and then they're going to set up shop across the street as a competing endgame shell in the following months. So why did you keep Zano there the whole time? Why did you do that? Just answer me that. Why did you keep him around that whole time? You ain't going to answer that because you know how much of a douchebag you're going to look like. Everyone here is a douchebag and an idiot, but you're going to be the king of all douchebags no matter what you say. You know that was stupid and that was wrong. So, just saying. Not saying anyone's innocent here. But there's also one more name on this list. I'm sorry. Nathan, while Zano's Pearl was being broken, Nathan was actually in Sky stealing a Kirin at that very moment. He just can't stop. Freaking klepto. Anyway, that's kind of the state of things, is that, you know, people started throwing a hissy fit that Zano wanted to, you know, have the audacity to get something out of his 2 years spent getting other people their things. Again, was it 990 DKP? That's a lot. I mean, frankly, if you actually wanted to be amicable about it, you could have been like, yo, dude, we're reestablishing the link shell. We're cleaning up members. It's creating a bad vibe, you being here. Other people don't want to come to camps if they know that you're just going to take something and leave. But, you know, you have helped us out a lot. So, you know, you got all that DKP. Like, I don't know. Here's a couple million gil, some behemoth hides, some freaking dragon hearts. Like, I don't know. Damn, give the guy something for his freaking time. Like, that's cold, bro. That's cold. Like, even the Bible says that, like, even among sinners, they love each other. Even among thieves, they show each other consideration. What is your problem? Like, dang, man. This is lower than a snake's balls. But anyway, that's you know, brought up a lot of valuable discussion, I think, for people looking to get into the endgame scene. It is very much like Redrick says, that you treat the endgame scene like a business. People in endgame shells, they're typically not going to be your friends. I thank God every day that I had people like Ulysses in my endgame shell when I played retail, because he was actually a friend, and I still love him. Friggin'. But no, it's true. For the most part, these are not your friends. They're your co-workers and your business partners. And yeah, you can have a good working relationship with people in that context, but most of the time, they are not your friends. and you can't like just keep doing favors for people all the time. Ask me how I know about that. If you're going to join an endgame shell, you have to have a little bit of cutthroat in you to get what's yours, because we see in this case a person who continuously assisted other people hoping that he would get something one day ended up with absolutely nothing. But as Pog so eloquently put, you can't spend your DKP if your shell never claims anything. So yeah. Anyway, that's the summation of events. Honestly, there's no real victim in this. Everyone was an idiot and made poor decisions, and that's frankly that's about it. I don't think that anyone's actions are really defensible in this whole stupid thing, but I do think that some people's actions are a little more reprehensible. I will say that for sure. And where friends, you get the Caesar thumbs down of disapproval. Disgusting. Revolting. I've seen some scummy things in Endgame in this Final Fantasy XI and Vanity L over the years, but honestly, the fact that you think that this is the way to clean up the mess is to barf and shit all over it. Wow. Well, you do you. I hope everyone involved learns something from this, because there's a lot to unpack there. Anyway, y'all have a good one. Y'all do your best. Try to be good to each other, because you can see how hard it is for some people to just be basic human beings. Oh no, my dragon feet. Oh no. God. Anyway, yeah, that's it. Thanks for listening. Appreciate your time. God bless. Later.